I do not want a God fearing man at all. Like, that is not on the top of my list when I am looking for qualities in a partner. Now, hold on. I do not want a man who is only morally correct because he fears eternal damnation.
I've been saying that. I don't want a God fearing Christian man. I don't. I don't. I have no desire. I don't want nobody's pastor, deacon, any of that. I have no desire for those type of men. And the reason being is because if the Bible and Jesus are your only guardrails to being a decent human being, then how would you truly be if the threat of eternal damnation was not there staring you down in the face? Honestly. Um, I don't need it in the Bible or Jesus to tell me to be a decent human being every day. I want to be a decent human being. I want to be a good mother. I want to be a good friend. I want to be a good citizen. Okay. It doesn't feel right internally for me physically to not do the right thing. I never have had the desire to, indulge in drugs. I've never had the desire to drown all of my sorrows at the bottom of a bottle. I've never really had a desire to engage in a whole bunch of risky sexual activity. It's not in me. Okay. And so when people say that kind of stuff and they're like, well, you got to get you a Christian God fearing man. No, I don't. I had one of those. My last boyfriend was a Christian God fearing man that read the Bible every day, went to church every Sunday, tithed every week. Yeah, he was one of them. He was the worst human being ever. He was mentally and emotionally abusive. He was conniving and manipulative. He was a trickster and a liar.
Are I do not appreciate when women who break up with a man throw around the same buzzwords of abusive, manipulative, narcissist, controlling, misogynist, who was toxic. What are the other buzzwords they use to talk bad about a man they broke up with? Because unless you're telling me all the things you mentioned, you didn't see them at all when you first met him, that tells me you're not telling the full side of the story, the whole story. Because there is no way you can call him abusive, controlling, toxic, manipulative, narcissist, eh, all those things, and you're telling me you didn't see none of those things when you just met him? For me, that's a red flag. Any woman who like speaks so bad of her ex, that tells me there's something wrong with you as well. Because these surely there must have been something good. Okay, if at worst you can say all the bad things, tell me some good things you saw in him. So I can know that you're not just hurt and bitter. Because that tells me if I get with you and it's not even guaranteed that we're gonna stay together forever, you are probably going to say the same shit about me if we don't work out. Even if you cheated on me, you are going to tell people I cheated on you, I was the worst human being ever. So we need both sides of the story. But goes back to the fact that they don't want God fearing men because apparently God fearing men use God as a form of manipulation.
Okay. That was that God fearing man. Okay. And not only was he like that with me, he was like that with a whole lot of other women as well. Okay. Damn near ruining their lives and ruining their mental. And you're here to tell me that man, when it's all said and done, me and that man are going to be standing next to each other singing songs of Zion in heaven? Yeah, hell no. No. You mean to tell me that man and me and his daddy, who's equally as awful, are going to be in the Jesus choir singing songs as I. Man, let me take a drink. You got me.
So she hates the guy, she hates the family, she hates the dad. So I need to hear the guy's side of the story. So that's why for me, even if I react to these videos, whether it's a man or woman, I don't automatically believe what they say because there are two sides of three sides actually to every story, right? So I don't care how much shaming and bad words she uses to describe those people. I don't believe it because they are not here to defend themselves. So for you guys out there, if you meet a young woman, lovely woman, and all she does is say the worst things about her ex, guess what she's going to do when she breaks up with you? Do the same thing about you. So for me, I understand the part where she doesn't like God fearing men. Some people use God as an escape or to use it to mask who they are. I totally understand that part. But this goes back to the fact that I don't care how much someone goes to church every Sunday, how do they treat people in real life? Like, what do their actions look like? And you should have seen some of those actions that you say he was so bad at from the beginning. Unless you're saying he switched up at some point, which people do that, but you could have seen some of those red flags somewhere, somehow, in the beginning.
They fucked up. You mean to tell me the many mansions in heaven, I may be next to a slave owner who did nothing but rape and unalive and torture and brutalize my ancestors, and now we next door neighbors on streets paved with gold? Man, let me tell you, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I've always felt like organized religion benefited the oppressor more than it did the faithful. And, there's just some things.
All right, she's going to into racist and race baiting stuff. I don't want to do that for YouTube. But yeah, women don't like God fearing men anymore because some of you men use God to manipulate them, apparently, not my words. But for me, to both men and women, I don't care how much, because women do this thing too as well. I want a God fearing man who goes to church every Sunday and reads the Bible every day. For me, I would choose someone who's not, a religious fanatic who doesn't go to church every Sunday, but is a good person, good character, respects people, over someone who does all the church stuff and believes in God, but doesn't respect people and is conniving and not a respectful person. But that's just me.